My love, you stopped settling for less because you know there's more out there for you. Maybe you don't even know it consciously, but subconsciously, the reason you stopped settling for less than you deserve is because your subconscious knows there's more. Thank you. I'm going to leave that deal on the table. I know there's more. In fact, you're probably blocking my blessings somehow. So, like, thank you. No, thank you. So, if you have found yourself recently leaving a job, a relationship, you are breaking off connections with different relationships, acquaintances, friends, quote unquote. You might be realizing, like, you know what, like the values are not just up to my standard. Like, love this person, but the choices they make, how they align their words and their actions, which words and actions they choose, it's just not good enough for me. And so I'm not going to settle for it. I think this came to me for lots of reasons, but like, Billy was recently talking about how he had to end some friendships / let friendships end because they were no longer aligned values wise. They had a bunch of dudes who, were like, as long as we can, make money and talk about football, that should be the only things that matter. And Billy was just like, yeah, that's not enough. You have to care about the world. You have to care about me, you have to care about our relationship, your own evolution. You got to care about you, baby. A lot of us are just taught to like, yeah, you'll never get everything in a man. You're never going to get everything you want in a partner. So settle for, maybe they look good. Maybe they make a little money. Maybe they have the right last name. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're willing to make themselves small. Maybe they're willing to settle. That's why you chose the person. It's okay. I get it. I get it. We've been taught to settle. We've been taught that there's not enough and there's certainly not better than what there is. But it's always this or better. It's always this or better. So if this ain't it, don't settle for it. Then you won't have it. It signals to the universe that there's better and that you'll wait. Oh, great. Okay. The better thing is taking a little bit more time to arrange. That makes sense. I'll wait. So yeah, it's either this or better. So if this ain't it, don't settle for it. Wait for better. You will get better if you don't settle for something that ain't it. Okay? So I get the feeling that if you're watching me and you've stayed this long, you've stopped settling. You watched my episode yesterday about how your worth is beyond modern day comprehension. And you recognize that someone who is that valuable does not have to settle. Not only do they not have to, they won't. They stopped. They're like, wait a minute. Why am I settling? I'm the draw. I'm the diamond. I'm the great wealth. I'm the great wisdom. I don't need to settle. For what? To hang around people who have like less good values, who have less aligned values, who have less integrity than me, less wealth, less luck, less whatever. Why would I settle for that? I would only settle for it if I, for whatever reason, believed there was nothing better. If I believed I was somehow wrong or bad for wanting more. That's how they get you, though. You deserve it all and more. What you deserve is an emergent property, actually. The more you appreciate and look at what you want, the more of it there is to have. So don't settle for just what happens to be around you if it's not good enough for you. It's okay if it's not good enough for you. A lot of us are not taught that. Particularly if you're a woman or if you're a Black person, we're taught to take what we can get. We're taught to take what the person in power wants to give us. They're not going to give us anything if they don't want it. So we might as well take what they're going to give. Are you kidding? Babe, they're out here trying to cheat me out of my value. They're hoping I don't know my value so that they can give me whatever they want to give. And I give them my good, brilliant, beautiful energy and value, and they get it for free. They get it at a discount. Why would I do that? Why would I settle for less? I don't know. I was thinking about just now, like a flea market, and you go and you see a cool painting, and you're like, can I get this for $10? And the person's like, no, sorry, it's $20. And you're like, okay, never mind, I'm good. And then like that person is like, okay, never mind. Come on, $10, sure, that's great. It's because even that person understands like there's better out there. Like $10 is kind of a lot, that's like not what this thing is worth. But they do want your money. So don't settle. If $20 is too much for you, okay, goodbye. I'm going to go find something else. So yeah, definitely if you're going to do that at a flea market with like a, secondhand painting, you can do that with your own time and your own value. So don't be staying at some job that is not aligned with your values, doesn't pay you what you're worth. Why are you doing that? You would only be doing that because you told yourself you can't do any better. And might as well settle for this. This is fine. But what if it's not fine, babe? What if it's not fine and you are telling the universe, actually, no, it is fine. I don't have any needs. You're not going to get rewarded for pretending you don't have needs or desires. In fact, you get rewarded by how brave you are in being like, I want this. If you are a divine feminine out here trying to heal your masculine wounds, start writing in your journal, I want this. I think it's like, I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's like the feminine is receiving where the masculine is like getting. It's like going out and getting it. So what do you want? Are you getting that? If not, why are you settling for it? Because you're sending mixed signals to the universe. The universe is like, oh, I thought you didn't want this. I thought you weren't going to settle for less, but you're settling for these people who treat you shitty, or these people who don't care about anything, or these people who never evolve or grow and expand. That's good enough for you? Oh, Jesus Christ. Kind of a windy day today, but that's okay. It's one of the last like chillier days, I think. The chillier days are getting few and far between. So I like to enjoy them while I can still. Okay. So, yeah. You stop settling for less. You know there's always more. And when you signal to the universe, thank you, love this, but not good enough. I want more. Give me more. Then the universe gives you more. But if you're afraid to ask for more, if you're like, no, I have enough. I don't even deserve more. I haven't worked for more, then you're not going to get more. You've told yourself, your nervous system, a story that in order to get more, you have to work harder. Don't do that. Stop doing that. I get why you would do that. We've been told that by lots of people in our families and our communities. The harder you work, the more you get. But like, how many Elon Musks there got to be until you realize that's not true? How many, like, I don't know, people who get a lot of money for playing sports or doing some other game, a thing that's not hard, a thing that is fun, they make the most money. And I feel like basketball players could be like, oh, I'm just like bouncing a ball with my friends and like, shooting a hoop, and everyone's like, you're awesome, you're amazing. Like that, what good does that do? They don't do that. They're like, yeah, give me more. Actually, I need another million. Like, so yes, don't be afraid to be like, this is not good enough. I want more. I'm worth more. My value is beyond modern day comprehension. So not good enough. I don't get out of bed for less than 6 figures. And I know what you might be thinking. You might be like, oh, but no one's going to give me the things I want. Whatever you say, boss. Whatever you say. Times are different now. Everything is different now. You're different now. So you don't have to settle for less anymore. You have the degree, you have the education, you know enough, you have the connections, you've done the work. So now you deserve it. You deserve more. And it's always this or better. So I don't want you out here settling for less just because your grandma would have settled for this. Your grandma would have been like, whoa, oh my God, this is great. That doesn't mean it's good enough for you. That has nothing to do with you, actually. What is good enough for other people should not be good enough for you. What other people said was like good treatment is not good enough for you, babe. You're royalty. You're divine. Everywhere you go, you increase the value of that place. So don't you be settling for like, oh, whatever anyone wants to give me. Oh, free? Sure. Okay. No. No. We're not a charity here. Okay. We are not a not for profit. And if we are a not for profit, then we're like the NFL, making a lot of profit and not paying taxes. Oh, okay. Let me not even, go into that. But so stop settling for less. Stop settling for these like friends who you've known a long time, but just don't align. They're just not up to snuff. They're not that cool. They don't have good ideas. They're not brave. They're actually kind of cowardly. You don't have to settle for that. And in fact, if you do settle for that, you lay down with dogs and you get fleas, babe. It brings down your value. Hang out with a bunch of people who settle for what, befalls them, who settle for what the world says they have to accept. I think they say like you're the sum of like the 5 people who you spend the most time around. So who are those people? Do a check-in with yourself. How do you feel on a daily basis? And then double check that with the list of 5 people that you settle for. A lot of times we're not actually depressed. We're just around people who have low energy, who settle, who expect you to settle, who make you feel bad because you're like, I don't know, I just want more. This just isn't good enough. It's just business, baby. It's not even just business. It's life, actually. You only have this one life. So why would you spend it settling? You only have this one life. Why would you spend it settling? You're going to get to the end of your life and you're going to be like, oh shit, that was a place I knew I wanted more, but I was like, no, more doesn't exist. So let me just settle. Don't. How do you think I got Billy? I got Billy because I refused to settle for my first husband. I was like, no, not good enough. And because I was like, nope, not good enough, universe was like, okay, let me move some people around. Let me change the world a little bit. And then Billy was in Tinder swiping distance with me, all because I didn't settle. And because of that, it's opened up the world of possibilities for me now. Now I know, wow, if that was possible, what else can I get that I want if I don't settle for what I don't want? And so not too long ago, I quit my job, which I hated, and I felt drained and like it was a waste of my powers and my skills. It was not good enough for me. And I finally quit. And when I quit, I did not give 2 weeks notice because that's a thing that helps your employer. I told them the day before I was going to leave. I was like, yeah, you guys can't afford me anymore. You're blocking my blessings. Not good enough. The things you want me to do are not worth my time. So I'm going to just call all that power back to me, pour all of that retirement money into me, because that's what I deserve. I deserve an investment. I deserve hundreds of thousands of dollars flowing into me just for me doing whatever I want, just for me being a little cutie. So I'm just going to keep doing that. All right. Gave you the message. I'm going to go take a breath, And then I'm going to do a little hot mic episode with my perfect, beautiful, amazing, sexy, brilliant husband, Billy. Okay? So join us over on Billy's channel, Billy Benton. And yeah, stop settling. Okay? That's what we need. A lot of people, a lot of adults, they think it's adult to settle for what you don't want, for what you know doesn't work. So stop it. Believe that there is more out there, and then you'll get it. The power of belief is so insane. So do that. Believe that there is more out there and that it is not just achievable, it's inevitable. And you're going to get it. Okay. Like, comment, subscribe. And this is all made up. And I'll talk to you soon, Earth Angels, okay? Love you. Bye.